The showdown nears. Contract time approaches for the Big Three and the United Auto Workers. The new president of the UAW, Shawn Fain, is here. And on the eve of the Ford fireworks, the parade company is busy with the show on the river and with its plans to move to the riverfront. Today is Sunday, June 25th, 2023, and this is Flashpoint. Hi, welcome to Flashpoint. Things have been hopping around here. We pride ourselves on being the big event station, and one of them is on the docket for tomorrow. The Ford fireworks will be coming your way tomorrow night. A little later on, we're going to talk with the parade company CEO, Tony Michaels, about the big night, yes, but also about his efforts to raise the money to move the parade company into a new home along the Detroit River. But up first this morning, the man moving to center stage as the contract talks get underway next month between the United Auto Workers and the Big Three automakers. Yes, it is always a pivotal time with a lot on the line, but this next contract feels rather supercharged. The automakers are trying to retool themselves to fit into the new world of mobility, and here comes new UAW President Shawn Fain. He fired right out of the gate, aggressively going after the automakers, comparing their huge profits with stagnant worker wages and benefits. In fact, he went so far as to call the automakers the enemy. Wasn't lost on me that even his name suggests pugnaciousness. Shawn Fain, sounding very much like Sinn Féin, the Irish political party dedicated to Irish reunification. So he's clearly a different kind of UAW leader. But what does that mean for the upcoming talks? What does it mean for the future of the Motor City? Shawn Fain is my first guest today on Flashpoint. We have spent a lot of time on this program talking about the upheavals in the automotive world, so much upheaval that we don't even call it that anymore. It's now the world of mobility. And against those tectonic shifts, contract talks are set to begin next month between the Big Three and the nearly 400,000 members who make up the United Auto Workers Union. Shawn Fain was elected president of the UAW 2 months ago, and I am delighted to have him with me today. Shawn Fain, great to have you on Flashpoint. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Devin. Great to be here.
Let's get right to it. You've been hosting regular updates for your membership on YouTube and Facebook. And in the most recent, you said, we're in a very strong position to make major gains this round of negotiations, but only if our members get organized and are ready to strike. Now, it would be really dumb for anyone to go in a negotiation saying that they had no intention of striking. But if you could, describe for me your sense of the likelihood of a strike coming up.
Well, I mean, that's really, in all honesty, it's going to be up to the companies. We have to look at the fact that, our members have been very clear about what they expect. And, our members have worked through a pandemic. We've dealt with the inflation crisis the last few years. And let's not forget, these companies have been making massive profits. They've made over $250 billion in the last decade. And meanwhile, conditions have remained stagnant for our workers. So, our workers aren't asking for the moon. They're asking for their fair share in this economy and in this industry and to keep things going. So, that's going to be up to the auto companies, so we don't, I don't think we're looking to, we don't set out to strike, but at the end of the day, we're going to have to do what we have to do to get the result we need. So if the companies come to the table and take care of their members and give us our equitable share, we'll see where things end up.
Well, as you were elected president, you described the Big Three as the enemy. That made for a big headline. We talked about it a couple of times on this program, but they can't really be your enemy given how much you need each other, can they?
Well, I mean, let's be, I'll be real about this. Look, I was a proud employee. I'm still a proud employee. I was hired in at Chrysler, 29 years ago.
Right.
Our workers take pride, not just in our union, but in the companies we work for, in the products we make. But if you look at the last 40 years, our walk as a union, as members, as workers, we're preached to about working together and how we're a family. But at the end of the day, factories have been closing, jobs have been moving or being eliminated, and workers' conditions are a lot different now. And this isn't because of a recession. This isn't because of low sales. It's strictly because of one thing: corporate greed. And so, you look at those conditions, you look at those things. I mean, in the 10 of the most profitable years in the history of these companies, again, I'll go back to this. They made $250 billion over the last decade.
Yeah.
Our workers have not kept up.
I want us to talk mostly about the UAW that you're trying to create now in the future, but I would be remiss if we didn't look back here. You are trying to lead the UAW out of a very dark and stormy period marked by corruption, people being marched off to jail. That, of course, damaged the UAW's credibility to many. Do you feel like you have that credibility back now as you try to start this bargaining process?
Oh yeah, and again, our members, there's a reason why, with our recent election that there was a huge upheaval in the leadership, and everyone that ran in contested races that were elected, with the exception of one vice president seat, were reform-minded people. So, the majority were from our slate. So there's a reason that happened. The membership expects change. They expect a different direction, and they expect a difference out of our leadership, and that's our mission. And we're setting out to do that, just as we have with our communications team, and doing a lot more direct member communication. We've never, the president of the UAW has never done Facebook Lives with the member. They've never done, a town hall meeting with, some of the leadership on the executive board and the membership. And so we're doing everything we can to regain that trust. And it's going to come down to one thing. We've got to bargain good contracts and grow this union. So it's going to be, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time, but we're on the right path now.
It has been hard to miss your very different approach so far in just these first 2 months on the job. But you are sailing into a new kind of ocean. This electric vehicle world is creating really unique problems for you. Lots of joint ventures and partnerships, many of them decidedly non-union. And you've described that as a race to the bottom. Why do you feel that way?
Well, just look at what's happening. And it's, first off, when you just talk the big three industry, I mean, how they approach these joint ventures. Now, they say it's under the guise of technology. And yes, they did need technology in this, but there was still a way to do this. They could still have formed joint ventures and still had an obligation to their workers who create these profits and to our master agreements, that produce, good, a decent standard of living for our people. Unfortunately, they chose to circumvent their obligation to the workers and to our contracts and form a joint venture with no obligation to any of this. And so you look at Altium in Ohio. I mean, Lordstown Assembly Plant closed back in the 2019 agreement. And those workers were sent all over this country to if they wanted to stay with the company. And so they turn around, form a joint venture, and build a brand new Altium battery plant on the same property, right next to the plant. And those workers hire in at $16.50 an hour, and it takes 7 years to get to $20 an hour, which is the top pay. That's unacceptable, and that is a race to the bottom. And we can't accept that, not just for the union, but for the working class in general. So we have a mission, and we expect to go after this work, not just in the big three, but other industries that are coming in. And we're going to go after it hard. Our members deserve better. The working class deserves better. And the communities that all these places are going to be deserve better. There's a lot of federal money being injected into this transition. Billions of dollars of our tax money is going to finance this transition. And labor has to have a seat at the table. There has to be labor standards built into these agreements. It can't just be a one-sided affair of billions of dollars going to the companies, and labor and the workers are left out of that equation. And it's trickle-down economics all over again, and that doesn't work for working-class people.
Well, and inflation has been the big story of the American economy here for the last 2 years or so. You've got a number of priorities, but chief among them, cost of living adjustments. COLA, I assume that you feel like because of that backdrop of what's going on in the economy, you've got a pretty good argument this time around.
Yeah, and you have to look, I mean, since 2019 agreement, our workers received, 6% total wage increases. Inflation's went up 18% over that time frame. So, we're going backwards. And so, we have to catch up with that. Cost of living was suspended back 14 years ago during the economic recession. It wasn't eliminated, it was suspended. So there's been ample opportunity for that to come back. And workers have to keep up so we can keep supporting the economy, keep the economy going. And one of the best ways to do that is with cost of living allowances.
But of course, none of this is happening in a vacuum, and everyone right now is trying to figure out how to build cheaper EVs. Daniel Howes, the columnist of the Detroit News, recently suggested forcing higher-priced union labor into that equation threatens to take us back to what happened when the Japanese automakers took over the lead in the car business back in the 70s and 80s, and that this could be flirting with disaster. How would you respond to that?
I don't think we're flirting with disaster. The cost of labor that goes into building a vehicle is anywhere from 5 to 7% on average. And the thing is, it's a shame how, during the recession that, and again, the corporations do a masterful job of labeling everything that's wrong with the companies as on the union and on the workers, and talking about the wages and the benefits and things like that. That is not what drove us into recession. That's not what drove companies into bankruptcy. Bad planning, focusing all their investment on high profit vehicles with big gas engines, and then the price of gas went to $4.50 a gallon. People quit buying those vehicles. The Japanese model, when they were selling small cars and things like that, naturally it took off because, they were a lot more efficient, a lot better gas mileage. And so,
in fact, the American industry hasn't recovered from that yet, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, the American industry covered well. I mean, if you look at the American industry, as I said again, they've made $250 billion in the last decade, and they've been profitable since bankruptcy. But I don't think it's fair that people try to label that what happened on contracts. That's not what caused these issues, and that's not what put these companies in this position. So, and again, we have to lift all tides. We bargain good contracts. We raised the standard of living. That's how the UAW became what it was. That's how it grew to 1 million members, because people saw a better way of life. They saw a better standard of living, and they wanted to be a part of that. And so we have to bargain good contracts. We have to focus on organizing, and we have to organize these transplants and bring their worker standards up. So that's how we battle this. That's how we bring everyone up. We don't just fight for union workers. We fight for the working class in general. And we fight for our communities. When these companies close plants, they don't just wreck the lives of the employees, they wreck communities. And that's got to stop. We finance a lot of this. Our tax dollars finance most of these plants being built. And every time they bring in new product or they make investments, tax dollars finance a lot of that, just as it's financing a big part of the shift to EVs.
Sure, but while you end up fighting for people who are not in the union, you also do need to grow the UAW. Can you explain to me why you believe that the UAW has been so spectacularly unsuccessful at getting Southern auto plants, non-Big Three auto plants, to unionize with the UAW?
Well, I think first off, I think workers have to see the difference, and I'll say this, it's, in our last 30, 40 years, I believe our leadership was complacent in going about, I think they rested on the laurels of our past leaders and the work of our past members. And rather than stay in the fight and keep pushing, I think they, got comfortable. That's just to be blunt about it. And they focused more on a company union philosophy where we worked hand in hand with the company, and that did not work well for our members. And so I think that has to shift. And I think we can have great success. Naturally, you look at what happened with the attempt at organizing Volkswagen. You had a lot of outside groups, a lot of big money groups come in there and really try to influence that. And on top of that, you had politicians working against it. Yeah. At some point, there's got to be a day of reckoning in this company for working class people where they realize that labor has to matter. An hour of a person's time, no matter what job they do, has to be dignified with a decent wage so that they can support themselves, no matter what industry they work in.
Lastly, Shawn, we won't know for a while, obviously, who the first target company is, but the suspicion by many seems to be that it'll be Stellantis, because a number of comments coming out of the UAW leadership seems to suggest a special kind of frustration with Stellantis, who happens to be the most popular, most profitable of the Detroit Three right now. Is that accurate, or am I missing the mark there?
honestly, just to be blunt about this, we don't have a target picked yet. So I find it interesting reading comments people are making, because I'm meeting weekly with the three vice presidents of the UAW over
Right.
Ford, GM, Chrysler, and we're having our discussions. We're planning and we're talking with our members and our negotiating teams and our councils, and so there is no target yet, and we have to see how things progress. But yeah, there's frustrations with Stellantis with what they've done with actions with Belvedere and other places and other plants that they've went after, and some of the things they're doing. But at the end of the day, all three of these companies are very profitable, and there's a lot of frustration in this EV transition with all three, because they all three chose the joint venture route and have no commitment to our members in this. So that's going to be left to see as things progress, how we go, and we'll make that decision when the time is right. So.
Which will be soon. I'm really glad you had a chance to address that. I think you've set the stage really well for this set of negotiations, which will be watched so closely around the world. Shawn, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you being on the program.
Oh, thank you. Same to you. I really appreciate the opportunity and look forward to having further discussion.
You bet. Shawn Fain, new president of the United Auto Workers Union. We'll be back with more. This is Flashpoint on Local 4.
And streaming on Local 4 Plus.
Well, around this building, we are as busy as elves on Christmas Eve. We're just, of course, a few hours now away from tomorrow night's 65th annual Ford Fireworks along the Detroit riverfront. Weather permitting is probably the subtitle every year, but great to have with me the CEO of the parade company and the guy behind the show. And we got a lot to talk about beyond the fireworks, but Tony Michaels, good to have you back on the program.
It's great to be here.
Let's start with 65 years. I don't know what it is about anniversaries that end in zeros or fives, but they seem to be bigger.
Yeah, and this is going to be big. It's going to be very big. And I say that every year, don't I?
Yes,
I do.
Yes, but every year you do have the challenge of somehow topping whatever we had done the year prior. That's the torture of your life.
That's our job. We look at this as it is owned by the people of Detroit and the region, and it's our job to make it bigger and better. And we can't do that without the Ford fireworks, Ford family, Mary Color, everybody involved. It just makes it work.
The other thing that has really made this, it's always been a great event. As the riverfront has improved, the Riverwalk, Belle Isle, all these, there's so many other places now to take them in and to enjoy them. It's gotten to be a pretty, I think, a richer experience even than it was before.
It really has, and once, hopefully in a year or two, the Riverwalk itself will be open for the Ford fireworks. Boy, won't that be a great moment. But all the other spots are fabulous. Belle Isle, Hart Plaza. There's so many areas, Devin.
I mentioned that weather permitting is I don't know what it is. We can always go, we're in the middle of a drought. The one chance for rain is always going to fall on fireworks day. It just seems to be part of the drill, doesn't it?
In my 13 years, we've had one year that was great. It was last year. The rest was, it was a rain drill every year. And here we are, and we'll be fine, and Monday we're rocking.
It takes a lot to move them or cancel them. I mean, it just doesn't happen.
It is a massive undertaking,
yeah.
a massive undertaking.
Good deal. Let's talk a little bit about the plans now for the parade company. You're wanting to move from the warehouse over on Mount Elliott on the east side to what was or has been the Broadhead Armory right down there on Jefferson. I talk about the riverfront. This would, I think, to your way of thinking, this would be one more big improvement there.
It would be huge, and it's been so nice getting the word out, because people now realize that this just isn't a warehouse housing floats. There's going to be so much happening in this building. Yes, we'll be building all the floats, but for starters, we're going to save the art that's salvageable. We're going to level the back end.
The art that's already in
it, yes. We're going to refurbish the whole front end and then build a double-deck building on the back side where we'll build the floats below. The upstairs will be for tours, corporate meetings, internships, summer camps for kids, all kinds of things going on in this building. And the veterans themselves will have an office in the building and be able to hold events in the building.
Because that's been one of the complaints, is that there should be a way to maintain the military bearing of this building, and you've tried to be sensitive to that, but is that still, it fell on deaf ears to some when you first made this appeal to the city. Has that slackened a bit?
Oh, yes, yeah, big time. There's still a small group out there that wanted to purchase it for over 20 years, but we've teamed up with the Detroit Coalition of Veterans. We're helping them with their Veterans Parade in the fall. And they are supporting this.
You know a little about parades, so that
we have
helps.
a little, but they're supporting this in such a big way. Yeah. And they're going to have an office, and they said, wow, we can come and go every day. So think about this project. The building's been empty for 20 years. We're going to take a blighted building and bring it back to life in a way like never before. It's going to be a tourist stop. It's going to house summer camps for kids, internships, arts and crafts, tours both for local and people coming into Detroit. It's going to be an iconic building that is going to help that riverfront in a big way.
Before we get to what you need to do to make that happen, let's go back to the warehouse, to where your headquarters right now on Mount Elliott.
Do we have to?
Well, yes, you do. Yeah. I think that's part of your case.
I know, yes, it is. Yes.
It's a problem-plagued building.
It is a major problem. We are pumping money in nonstop. We have plastic coating the inside to stop water from coming in. It just is completely outdated. It is past its prime. And that was probably 20 years ago, as you know, Devin. And it's time. It is flat out time to go. And we can bring so much more to the table by making this move over to Broadhead.
But you need now to raise $45 million, and there's a deadline on this. You have to do this by the end of September.
Yeah.
That's a challenge.
It's a challenge, no question. We are about 22% of the way. We have a lot of presentations being made right now. We're waiting on a lot of answers right now. And of course, we're really looking for that naming rights, foundation, family, company, where the name can appear on this building for 50 years. We're not looking at this as a cash flow situation, so it's not recurring, every 10 years. This is a 50-year deal for $20 million. You put your name on this building, and this is so separate from our day-to-day operations of the parade company. It's 100% separate. So it is total, every penny, Devin, will go directly into this project.
Some would say, well, then why don't you just pour all this money? If you're going to raise money, why doesn't it make sense to just improve what's over on Mount Elliott? That seems like a heavy lift, because I've spent quite a bit of time in that building.
It's a heavy lift. It's in the wrong spot. It is now the logistics area of Detroit.
Yes.
There are trucks everywhere. There are people who also want our building, automotive suppliers and so on, who would love to have that because it's centrally located, to some of the new plants and things. It's just the wrong place. And we have so much to offer when it comes to people visiting, tours and things happening, and our volunteers. Being in the new spot is going to be magical.
People who've never been into the parade company, it is a bit of a wonderland to visit. Tony, we wish you luck on that, and we'll see you tomorrow night down along the river.
Can't wait. Thank you.
65th annual Ford Fireworks coming up tomorrow night. We'll wrap things up for Flashpoint right after this. All out of time, but here's one more invitation to be with us for one of the biggest nights of the year in Detroit. The Ford Fireworks coming your way tomorrow night. Our pre-show will actually begin at 6:30 with Christy McDonald on Local 4 Plus. We'll get underway at 8, bringing you live the biggest fireworks show in North America. We certainly hope you'll join us. Thanks so much for being here. Meet the Press is next. Have a great week. We'll see you next time for Flashpoint.